Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 7 of my 1.5 versus 6 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I am playing against a team of 6 Emperor AI, however I do have one AI teammate that is on Lord difficulty. In this series, I'm playing as the Goblin Rogue, Gnulsa Nightstar. In our last episode, unfortunately I ended up making a few maybe not so bright decisions. I kind of over-engaged in a few battles, although we are still in good shape when it comes to kind of our exploring and bringing additional cities into the Empire. You can see we have Gnulsa here, and her stack is coming along very nicely. We now have a quite powerful Big Beetle, and what's really important here is that I believe we now have the ability... Well, okay, we will very shortly. We're going to have this item arrive for Gnulsa here, which is going to allow her to heal her stack. And of course, we also have this halfling brew brother now, who's going to be able to provide nourishing meal. So we're going to have plenty of healing, and we shouldn't be in too much danger in that department. The area where I really kind of got overextended was actually in the Shadow Realm here. If we look, we have Nero Damien, who is my Goblin Necromancer hero. And unfortunately, I engaged in this battle for the Archon Fort, and I made some not-so-bright decisions in that battle, and that resulted in losing one of my gold wyverns. The other one here has taken quite a bit of damage, and we lost, I believe, a Tigran cheetah as well. So not the greatest outcome there, but we're going to try to recover and get things back on track. The good news, again, being that we didn't lose anybody that was like absolutely critical. We didn't have any heroes die, anything like that. Now, before we dive into this episode, I did just want to give actually a number of shout-outs to plenty of individuals here who left some fantastic comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments here is from Gladden. Gladden pointed out that the Storm Dragons, which I encountered in the last episode... Now, let's just jump back to the Shadow Realm. I believe I saw a Storm Dragon that was part of the guarding force for this dwelling here. And I think I encountered him kind of right on the edge when I first discovered the dwelling. Gladden pointed out that the Storm Dragons were added as part of the Wasteland expansion, which, again, I'm using for this playthrough series. Gladden also pointed out in his comment actually quite a bit of info about the Lizardmen. So the Lizardmen are a race that's been added as a dwelling in the Wasteland expansion, and if I'm lucky enough to encounter them, we might actually get to see them in action. And they have some really cool mechanics when it comes to how they sort of function, whereby they end up being stronger if there's a group of them together. So if you have multiple Lizardmen units in an army, they end up sort of benefiting each other. But if you just have like a single Lizardman by himself, he's going to actually be sort of at a disadvantage. And we also received an item here with Gnulsa that benefits Lizardmen when they're all together. So hopefully we get to see them later in the playthrough. That would be kind of cool. The next comment here is from John Calabro. John pointed out that Shadow Stalkers are actually a produced unit and not a summoned unit. So I actually didn't know this. And again, I haven't really played the Rogue class very much, as you might be able to guess from me not knowing that. So I didn't realize this, but apparently Shadow Stalkers are not summoned. I assumed that they were summoned because they're an elemental unit, so that was just kind of my base assumption. But good point there from John, and that's going to maybe dictate some of my decision making. So thank you for pointing that one out. John also mentioned that I should probably consider building a couple more Scoundrels because they're actually a pretty decent unit and they are going to be able to evolve once I get going. So I could produce another Scoundrel here in a single turn. Maybe also produce a Bard as well, as that's going to allow me to charm additional units. So I think maybe I'll do that in the next few turns here. I might produce another Scoundrel or two and also maybe make a Bard or two as well, just so that I have kind of some additional units to distribute to my armies. So great points there from John. The next comment is from Ivan Engel. Ivan pointed out, and this kind of builds on what John had pointed out, and a greater point, which is my inexperience with playing a rogue. Ivan pointed out that I'm really not playing to my class's strengths. And I totally agree with Ivan. I think that's an absolutely accurate description of sort of how this has been going so far. I don't think I'm in bad shape by any stretch at this point in the series, but I'm certainly still kind of fumbling my way through playing as a rogue, which, you know, again, it's a bit of a learning experience for me, and you guys have been extremely helpful in that with the excellent comments. So to that point, Ivan mentioned that I should probably not worry quite so much about like teching up my units, in that I'm kind of underestimating the utility of Scoundrels, especially because, as has been pointed out and sort of building on what John had said, the Scoundrels can evolve. So they can evolve, and again, that's because of one of my Empire upgrades here. So, here, evolve. So, due to corrupted killers, they can turn into lesser Shadow Stalkers as they gain experience and get to gold medal rank. So again, and then once the lesser Shadow Stalker, I believe, can also then evolve again if they hit gold medal and become a full-fledged Shadow Stalker. So again, great points there from Ivan. The next set of comments is from Albtrom. Albtrom pointed out that reptile skull that I acquired with Gnulsa might actually be better off going to my sorcerer hero who has regrowth. And that's mainly just because it's going to provide that elemental protection. So let's just jump over to my hero. There's Nero. Here it is, Beneaths. So Beneaths might actually benefit a little bit more. The Spirit Shield, we would end up with 60% Spirit Protection. And you know what? I like that idea. So we're going to send... I think Gnulsa is quite powerful as it is. So we're going to send this item over to Beneaths. And now it's going to take a while to get there, but that's all right. And that's also going to free up the jewel slot here. I imagine Gnulsa is going to be probably getting access to some additional items fairly soon, as she's kind of near some structures that we're going to want to try and clear out. So, good point there from Albtrom. Albtrom also mentioned that, and this is a really good comment. I really appreciate this. Albtrom basically noticed that when I get frustrated, or when I'm, maybe I blunder or I make kind of a bad choice, what I tend to do, and this is sort of my personal tendency, is I tend to then kind of just accelerate my decision making. I get almost like a form of kind of tunnel vision where I just zone in and kind of keep making the decisions really quickly, rather than sort of taking a step back and maybe pondering, considering. And again, there's always a balance. You don't want to get, as Albtron pointed out, sometimes a person can end up sort of getting, paralysis by analysis, I think is the term, where you end up having all these potential options and you're mulling them over and you can't make a good choice or a good decision. I sort of do the opposite almost, which can be actually sort of a bad thing, where when things kind of hit the fan, I have a tendency to just sort of like go really quick and just start making decisions, kind of bang, bang, bang. And that's not always the best thing, because as we saw in the last episode in that battle in the Shadow Realm, I kind of forget about other things. And that's why I described it sort of as like a tunnel vision, where I kind of forget about other options or other strategies. I just kind of commit to something and go. So I like that from Albtron, because it gives me a chance to kind of, if I notice myself doing that, like let's say in this episode, I have a battle where I blunder or something frustrates me or it doesn't go the way I want, I need to make sure that I don't just, immediately commit to, okay, well, I just got to make these decisions. I also need to take some time to think about it, but of course not get paralyzed by the options. So excellent point there from Albtron. I really do appreciate that. The next comment here is from Insert Username. Insert pointed out three really, really good points here. The first of those is that in that battle, and this is really a good assessment, and Albtron kind of followed up on some of these points as well, particularly regarding this battle, but Insert pointed out that in this battle for the Archon Fort, something that I could have done that I didn't is use Quick Dash to heal the Wyvern that was really in trouble, and that would have given me a much better opportunity to not lose the unit, and I believe that would have also restored some of its movement. So I could have then, I ran into an issue where I was trying to move my Wyvern over to kill off one of the units, and I didn't have enough movement. I could have moved it, healed it, and then moved it further, and, again, gotten the healing bonus. So good point there from Insert to remember the healing utility of Quick Dash. Insert also pointed out that alignment changing spells should work on dwellings. And I'm not sure why I was having so much, why I wasn't sure of this, because when I play as a Necromancer, I typically go with Shadowborn, and I always apply the Shadowborn spell. The name of it is escaping me at the moment, but the one that gives you Dedicated to Evil and Lifesteal on units produced in that city, I always throw that on dwellings as well. So that's the kind of Shadowborn equivalent to the Keeper of the Peace spell, Spiritual Freedom, right? They're sort of the yin and yang of each other. And so, in a way, I'm not sure why I was so unsure about that, but I appreciate Insert pointing that out and just reminding me. So again, when it comes to that Archon dwelling, I should be able to use that spell. And then finally here, if I produce some Galleons, and in particular, if I can produce Galleons in a city where I've built the quarry upgrade. So again, Insert was pointing out if I wanted to build another city down here, I could put my city right next to the water so I can make a harbor. And then I'll have this this quarry. And once I have the quarry, I can do the flow rock quarry upgrade and improve the strength of my boats. And if I have a stack or, a fairly decent-sized army of galleons, I should be able to clear out a lot of aquatic structures. So great points there from Insert. Set of comments here from Arc Redbeard. Now, Arc Redbeard pointed out actually Arch Redbeard. My apologies. Arch Redbeard actually had a number of really good comments as well. In regards to how to interact more with my AI teammate and maybe get some benefit out of this, Redbeard pointed out that I could actually start trading with her and not just giving her resources, but also trading for items, because one of the things that the AI love to do is use their heroes in ways that are somewhat baffling, let's just say, and they tend to end up getting them killed. So the items would probably be more beneficial for me as a human player rather than in the hands of the AI. So something I could try to do is trade mana to my AI teammate for items, or even to try to get gold out of them. So that's something I'm going to explore in this episode. That's a really good comment from Arch there. Arch also pointed out that alignment change spells should work on dwellings, backing up what Insert was saying. Arch also pointed out that Pounce will only work when going from a wall down to the ground or ground to ground. In that last episode when I was doing that battle, I had a situation in the Shadow Realm battle where I was trying to use Pounce from my Tigran Cheetah, and I couldn't get to the unit that's up on the walls because Pounce does not go from ground up to the wall. It only goes the other direction. So just a good reminder there. And again, that's kind of an FYI for everybody. Don't get, into that situation where you expect it to work and then it doesn't. And then Arch also pointed out that goblins are the masters of expansion. That's kind of what they're good at. And I haven't really been taking full advantage of that. And again, this goes back to sort of my inexperience playing not only as a rogue, but I also really haven't spent a ton of time with the goblin class, the goblin race, especially as my starting race. So I'm kind of learning as I go, but I appreciate the assessment. So to that note, as I'm kind of behind, getting terraforming would actually help me out in that respect, as that would be very useful for me with goblins, as there are upgrades that, and I think I have the one where when your cities are small, when they're like a village or an outpost, they actually will grow faster if you have wetland tiles around it. So, and I used that at the beginning when my throne city was still small. So good points there from Arch Redbeard. Another comment here from Samuel Gomes. Samuel just kind of served up a great reminder for me of the utility of undead, and I know this very, very intimately, as I do love the Necromancer class. I think I've said this before, it's my favorite class to play as, and I'm always happy to get Necromancer heroes, but one of the benefits here is that you have lesser reanimate undead, so I can bring a unit back from the dead, so I can kind of be a little bit more reckless. And I think I actually got overconfident, over-reckless, which is part of what led me into the situation I was in last episode. But just a reminder that I can use this to revive a unit when they go down, provided they're tier 1 or 2. And then I can also, with cadavers, if the cadaver can make it up to elite or gold medal, it will get resurgence. So then I can just throw them in as kind of like a meat shield, or as I like to call them, a bone shield. So excellent comments from everybody. A big thank you to all of you. These are just, I'm always blown away by how much insight you guys provide. So thank you very much. Now, I apologize for the slightly longer than normal intro. Let's dive into the episode, as we've got a lot to do. And as has been pointed out, I do have some ground to make up, particularly in the expansion department. So let's see if maybe we can remedy that a little bit here. And let's also see if we can make some better decisions this time, because again, we kind of missed some opportunities last episode. All right. Now, let's take a look at the trading option with our teammates. So Larissa, we're going to negotiate, and we have a ton of mana. We have plenty of mana, more than we're going to need. So let's see if we want to maybe trade her some mana. We'll give her, let's say, 150 mana. And then let's see if we're going to be kind of, we don't want to try and kind of jip her at this point. So what we'll do is maybe we'll do 125 gold, and let's see. So she's offering 33 gold. I'm assuming what that means is that she only actually has 33 gold right now. So, because otherwise it would have put down the 125 that I was asking. So I don't think we're going to want to take any gold from her right now because I suspect that, you know, she's, again, running very low. However, something we could maybe try is we could try and take an item from her. And again, these are honor heroes, but again, they would probably be better served with my heroes. So let's maybe try the Wicked Leather of the Harlot, or actually this shield is really good. Buckler of the King's Guard. That's a pretty solid item. The torso gear, though, let's try this, and we'll reduce our mana offer to maybe... Again, we want to be kind of generous, so let's say like 100. Let's see. We'll auto-balance just to see if that... Yeah, okay. We're going to send this proposal, and let's see if she's going to accept it. Okay, so, again, this is more of a test than anything else. I really don't know if that's going to work, but I'm interested to try it. So we've had join offers. Unfortunately, we do not have the gold at the moment to bring these cities in, but we are going to do a few other things because we had some movement left on this turn, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Gnulsa is ready to go. So, again, I don't think we're strong enough to try the dungeon at this point, so let's not risk that. Instead, let's head over here and go for this Shrine to the Scarlet Destroyer. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually bring the Dread Monkey over to assist in the battle. And what we're going to probably try and take advantage of is our poop-flinging ability. Either that or our Disgusting Stench. And this guy... You know what? I might actually send this unit over to join in with my Necromancer, just so that I have a melee unit to join in, because, again, we're trying to build an army here for Volinara, Twin of Life. So, right now we do have a Brew Brother with her, but it would be nice to have another unit or two to join in with her. Now, with Gnulsa, let's engage the battle, and we'll use the whole stack just so that we get access to the buff from it if we are able to win. So we're going to also see if maybe we can recruit a unit or two. I would quite like getting one of these Tigran cavalry units. I believe that's a Bond Huntress. Okay, we got the Predator that needs to be dealt with, so let's see if maybe we can... Ooh, actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind getting a Sun Guard as well. In my opinion, they're one of the best Tier 1 units in the game. At the very least, one of the best Tier 1 sort of like melee units in the game. I really do like them. Very strong unit. So let's step up and put some hurt in on Predator here. Very nice. That's going to almost get us the kill. Now, again, we don't want to do anything too silly here, so let's use our Brew Brother to restore some health on our Big Beetle. And then I think what we'll do is with Gnulsa here, we will move in and sort of just get the kill on the Predator if we can. We're going to do a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 5 versus a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 6. So we're going to do this. Now, of course, we want to be careful because our apprentice are sort of threatened right now as it stands. And, of course, we also have to watch out for the extreme mobility of these Sun Guard and the Bond Huntress in particular. We don't want our apprentice units getting killed. So let's ride over here. Do some damage. Our Big Beetle's going to take some punishment, that's for sure, but I think we'll be alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to retreat our other units sort of back here. Our Dread Monkey, we're going to circle around a little bit. And I think that's going to do it for our turn. So I'm expecting our Big Beetle's going to come under attack here. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. We can handle that. Again, we just have to make sure we don't lose the unit, because that would obviously be devastating for us. Alright, so let's move our monkey over. Now, here's the question. Which unit do we want to try for? Because the only real kind of unfortunate thing about Tigran units is that they have this innate spirit protection, which is going to make it a little bit more challenging to bring one in to the fold here. So, let's see. We want to try for a charm. We also want to make sure we don't lose the Big Beetle, because that would obviously be devastating for us. So we want to make sure we leave ourselves in a position where we are able to... Let's see, we could also try for a seduction. Ooh, unfortunately, we don't have the movement to get in there and do it, though. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, well, let's see. Our charm odds on the Sun Guard right now would be 33%, but we can improve those odds a little bit here with our Dread Monkey and also with our Blight Doctor. The only danger there, of course, is that we might put ourselves in a position where we can't really get the kill on these units, and then we're in a bit of a pickle. So let's step up with the Blight Doctor. And you know what? We are going to try for the Sun Guard, I think. So let's throw the Weaken on. And then what we'll also do is... Actually, we could also try for an Immolation, but I think we'll hold off. I believe we can inflict Immolation there. So what we'll do is we'll use our Hoop Fling here. Inflict Disgusting Stench. And then let's try for it. Now, here's the kicker. If this... Oh, and look at that. That really doesn't make a huge difference for me. Boy, this is actually a really low odds, so we might actually be in a bit of a pickle if this doesn't work. Oh, and it didn't work. Okay, that's not good. And of course, now they're facing me, which puts me in a bit of a bad situation here. Okay, we'll do this. And then what we'll also do is we'll step up and get the kill like this. There we go. And now the only unit we have left who can still move besides the Nymph is our Big Beetle. And you know what? I think if we put our Big Beetle in defense, we'll be fine. Yeah, we're going to be okay there. The only issue would be... Oh, I actually shouldn't have moved the Nymphs where I did. They might move down and kill my Nymph. Yep. Oh, thankfully... Oh, they died of bleeding. Dang it. Well, again, you know, that was one of those situations where... after I moved them, I immediately thought, that wasn't maybe the wisest choice. Those Nymphs are kind of hard to work with because they're not particularly strong. They're really just there to try to recruit extra units. And of course, I blundered my way through that one. But that's all right. We'll just figure out now how do we want to get a little bit of additional experience. Throw a buff on there, and then let's get the kill with the Brew Brother. Level up there. So, yeah, a bit of a shame we lost that Nymph, but we can fold the Dread Monkey back into the stack. And then, yeah, we'll move over this way, and we'll keep charging in this direction. We're going to go for this Eldritch Pit, and the Ward can keep exploring. We're going to head over to the Eldritch Pit, and then probably try and clear this Shrine to the Guardian Angel as well. And, yeah, I want to get a Settler over here fairly soon, because I think this is a good location for us to set up shop and have another city. Now, our Necromancer in the Shadow Realm here, we want to go and probably do some more fighting. Eventually, we want to clear this tomb and try to recruit some extra undead. The issue is going to be... Ooh, we could send our... So there's water here that we could actually go across if we really wanted. It looks like there's... That's a Ziggurat, I believe. So we could actually grab this gold with our Wyvern. I mean, he's not going to be doing any combat anytime soon because he's in rough shape, so... We'll do that. You know what? That scouted a little bit for us as well, so... And then with our undead stack, I think we want to probably head back this way, I'm thinking. I mean, we could try and see how strong this structure is. Again, I'm expecting it's... Ooh, and look at that. It's produced some units, so... We actually maybe want to keep our Necromancer kind of far away from it. Because in our current shape, I don't know if we could handle a battle... I mean, we could probably beat the Spirit Elemental, but I don't really want to find out. So, let's kind of run away. Now, with our Necromancer, maybe we'll go and see what's kind of through the area over here. So, let's take a step into the Dragon domain here. Now, back to Hamlet. We're going to have to decide kind of some of our production here. Again, really low on gold, so let's focus maybe on our bigger cities. Just looking around and seeing. So we're already working on a temple in our throne. And over here we're also doing a temple. That's pretty good. Being able to produce priests over here will be nice if we need them. And then we also have our stack here with Beneaths where we could maybe do something. So now we have to decide what do we want to do. Again, the question is, do we want to maybe go over here and start clearing out some of these structures or exploring up north? Or would we rather go back and head underground over here, which is kind of what I was also thinking of maybe doing eventually. We have this little half-breed who I was actually sending over to kind of assist if we decide to go underground. So we'll send him over this way. We also have this Naga Guardian who's coming back from... Again, this was a tribute that was offered by our dwelling over here. So, let's just kind of refresh my memory. What's underground here? Right, we have a spawning structure. We do have our vassal. Number of structures to clear out, but that's a bit of a journey for us if we wanted to use this stack. And again, we're strong, but we're not extremely powerful, so might be better to jump in the water and clear out some of these structures over here. Actually, a decent spot maybe for a city or a fort over here. It looks like we've got one of those heart of the blight, I think that is maybe. So that might be good for getting some extra casting points if need be. We also have some scouting we could do, so yeah, boy, kind of a tough call for what to do with Beneaths here. Again, originally I did want to go underground, but I'm actually now kind of leaning more towards exploring kind of over here above ground. So yeah, you know what, let's hop in the water and then we can decide what to do from there. I won't grab these haste berries because I may want to grab them in the next few turns with Beneaths. So let's head over here and see what we can see. Ooh, look at that. Okay, we've got a Dread Spider Queen, a Lesser Blight Elemental, Dread Spider Baby, and a Blight Tusk Boar. And it is indeed a Heart of the Blight, so we'll have to watch out for that. Okay. And you know what? We'll park in the water there. We'll go check out what's up north here next turn, I think. Now, back to Hamlet. I think we're going to ignore our smaller centers and focus on our larger cities. So, in this instance, might be nice to add an extra unit to this stack. Of course, we are bringing over our human longswordsman to join in. So maybe producing another unit, especially since we have the spiritual freedom upgrade on this city. That would probably be useful for us. So perhaps maybe a jester to have a little bit of an archer unit could be useful. Alternatively, another brew brother wouldn't be so bad, more healing. And a ranged attack, albeit with limited range, of course. And you know, I also should think about what race do I want to send over here to live in this area. You know, if I was to put a city kind of here, right on the edge, get the dungeon, get the gold mine, the farm, haste berries, flowers of solace, maybe some of these aquatic structures depending on where we place it, and of course the shrine to the Scarlet Destroyer as well. So here we've got, let's see, this is temperate, so I don't know, maybe so halflings, just want to check. Halflings like fertile plains and dense vegetation. So is this considered a fertile plains? Yes, it is. So this might actually be a good spot for a little halfling city, all things considered. But anyway, we'll think about that later. For now, let's decide with this stack kind of how we want to proceed. And also, where do we want to send this stack? Because we've got options. It'd be nice to eventually raid this tomb here and try and get some undead units, but we want to get up to level 7 before we try that. Decisions, as always. Iron Grip to increase happiness of some of our cities wouldn't be such a bad idea. Getting another scout would be kind of nice. And of course, spiritual freedom anywhere we're going to make units would be good. Let's just double check our cities here. So, Lilac is cheerful. And we have Iron Grip over here in our capital, which is very cheerful. Down here in Hamlet, could benefit from some additional happiness. It's very happy currently, but we could get it to cheerful. We have Iron Grip over here on Edinburgh, which is practically maxed out. Not quite, but close. And yeah. Alright, well with Hamlet, we're going to help the city grow a little bit. So let's do some housing. And then with Lilac, we will produce something. Let's do maybe another... Actually, let's do a Jester. We will have an archer unit to kind of go with our stack. And then, yeah, in terms of where to send this unit, boy, I'm really not sure. I guess we could go explore up here where our teammate is. And by explore, I mean mostly just try and clear out some of the structures around her. Could send also another a Necromancer army to the Shadow Realm. Or we could try and go underground. So we've got a few options. We'll leave the stack here for another turn, though. Just because we want to, you know, kind of group our units up. I think we'll do another Grimbeak Crow. I would actually like to have another Scout. So that'll end our turn. I'm a little bit disappointed that I lost that Nymph, but... Okay, we met the Outpost of Gurgu. I'm assuming that's through Larissa doing some scouting. Perhaps underground, even. Oh, okay, so she captured it. That must have been her winning the battle. She took it over. Oh, she accepted our proposal, so we sent her some mana. I probably sent her way too much mana, but... that's okay. So she accepted it, and we've received an item from her, which is kind of cool. So in the future, if we need additional items, we can just do that. Just kind of panning around, seeing what's going on. Her mana income would be substantially better if she cleared out these mana nodes around her throne. Just a reminder here, we're sending this Brew Brother down to head into the Shadow Realm. Try and get him over to join with our Necromancer if possible. It's going to be a while till he can join up, but... oh, and you know what? I'm going to have to watch out for this unit down here. They might come straight for my city, so I'll have to watch out. Let's see, maybe we can catch them going through the Shadow Gate. Since they're... oh, there it is. They're attacking my cadaver. Well, we're going to lose the cadaver, so we'll just do auto combat. Not a whole lot we could do there. Ooh, and our warg is coming under attack. Now, this battle, I think we can probably win if we just... let's see, we just want to get close enough that they don't use up their full movement in the first turn. Yeah, there we go. So they didn't use up their full movement, so now we should be able to just retreat back. Kind of kite them, and then keep our scout alive. Oh, perfect. They barely moved. Yeah, this is great. Okay. We should be able to keep our scout alive, no problem. I think. Just make sure we're not in range of their attacks. This is the beauty when you have units that attack you, attack one of your scouts that are low movement, so they don't have excessive movement, they just have 28. And they also have no ranged attack, so, and no special abilities like phase or anything like that. Makes it a lot easier for you. There we go. So our scout gets to live to see another day. Thank goodness. Okay, lots of things happened here. So, Larissa has accepted our proposal. So we've got the Wicked Leather of the Harlot. Now, I'm not sure where that gets sent to. I'm assuming maybe to our closest hero or to Gnulsa herself, maybe. Nice, and we have the healing potion now with Gnulsa. So, you know what? Let's just jump around to our heroes, because I'm assuming it gets sent to whichever hero is closest. Yeah, okay, so it's going to Beneath's, which is actually too bad because Beneath's already has some torso gear. So maybe what we could do is send this off to one of our other heroes. We could send this to Nero or to Gnulsa. I don't want to leave Beneath's without the extra defense, though, so maybe we'll just have to wait and then send it when it arrives. Okay, and we've gotten better at governing High Elves, so we've got either Shooting Grounds give High Elf Longbowmen and High Elf Hunters +1 range damage, or Shooting Grounds and High Elf Cities provide additional growth. I have a suspicion we're not going to be using a ton of Longbowmen, so let's go with the extra growth. Okay, we've got a tribute from Belpheme here. Small army or gold? In this instance, I think we'll take the gold, because a small army up here isn't really going to do much for me. So I think we will just take the gold. The item arrived. That was our healing potion, of course. And, ooh, alliance proposal from Imdar's Deep. The dragons here. Lots of joint offers. So let's check out the alliance proposal. Very nice. You know what? And this is only 216 gold. That's not bad at all. Let's do it. Excellent. So now, and there's that storm dragon. Very, very cool. So now they're our vassal. That's fantastic. We could head over and actually go for this Heart of the Shadows. Try and clear that out. It's guarded by Lesser Earth Elemental and then a bunch of Shadow Demons here. Who's the other one here? Imdar's Deep would like to be with us. We need 360 gold to do that. What about the Draconians? 286? Alright, yeah, let's do that one. There we go. Excellent. So we're rapidly accumulating vassals, which is excellent. And okay, that's going to sort of do it for that. Let's check out and see if maybe we can do some additional battling here. So we're going to take Gnulsa over, and we're going to see if perhaps we can clear out... Oh, yeah. See, now this is where if I had had that nymph, I could have tried to convert the baby shock serpent, which would have been amazing. So, yeah, I'm actually quite disappointed that I lost that unit. And again, that was just due to my own... I committed to that moving that nymph over before I was ready to. Or before I had sort of thought it through, I guess is what I should say. All right, we'll use Gnulsa. Ooh, and they're going to run. We're going to let them run. I don't really want to do... Ooh, a Firewatch. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good mount. I mean, the gold would be nice, but... Ooh, boy, I'm actually quite tempted to just take this. The Fire Protect, the flying is the thing that's really good on that one. You know what? Even though it's decent gold, I'm going to take this reward. And part of me is kind of tempted to give this to Gnulsa, actually. And the reason for it is because the increased mobility will allow me to... Well, A, if I need to swoop in behind and use... Assassin's Strike, I can do that, but also to get closer so I can use Charm if need be, or Healing. So I think we'll give this to Gnulsa. Now, who do we want to give the Bleak Warg to? So let's look at it. We've got Overwhelm, Night Vision, Concealment, and Frost Protection. I think actually... Oh, and Beneath's does have the Raptor already, so... You know what? Let's send this to one of our Necromancers then. Maybe to Nero. Alright, we'll send it over to Nero. Yeah, that's good for him. Okay. Okay. Yeah, look at that. I like the look of having a winged mount like that. I think it's cool. Now, the question is, what do we want to do next? There's a Catalyst over here that would provide some extra casting points. Some roaming units over here that need to be killed. Of course, these roaming units as well. I suppose we could loop up, grab the Catalyst, maybe grab the Haste Berries as well, or we could just ignore this and head down for this shrine. So we've got the movement to kind of go either way. I think we'll do that. I think we'll ignore maybe the Catalyst, even though the extra casting points would be nice. I don't want to kind of get myself into a position there where I'm kind of at a dead end. Now, with this unit, we're going to keep exploring. Ooh, I suppose maybe we should have grabbed that treasure chest, actually. That wouldn't have been so bad. Okay. So we scouted a little more of the island. And, you know, we can summon the Grimbeak Crow as well to continue scouting for us. And we could actually go grab the gold if we wanted, if we summon the crow over here. But let's see if maybe we can do some more fighting. So this crow, I think it would actually be great to scout a little more north here. So let's do that. Ooh, hasteberries, can we get there? Not quite. That's too bad. So you know what? Let's go this way, and then maybe we can turn around, grab the hasteberries on our way back. So a little bit of scouting there. I can't remember if we still have our scout underground or not. I think we do. Yeah, there he is. Some treasure there. Ooh, excellent. Almost 170 gold out of that. Very good. We'll just keep following the water, as that's going to keep us a little bit safer from roaming units. And then now let's just jump around to some of our other units here. We have our Wyvern, who I think we're going to just kind of group up with our Necromancer here eventually. The question is, do we want to... Oh yeah, we're not strong enough to clear that out. We do need to get rid of those spawning structures eventually, though, because those are going to be problematic for us. I think what we'll maybe do is maybe head over to try to clear out this Heart of the Shadows. So now let's bring... And we're going to bring our Brew Brother closer. I want to try and get him involved. Going to have to watch out. This Brew Brother might get attacked by those roaming units now that I think about it. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I don't really know if I can mitigate that risk anyway, aside from just not sending my Brew Brother over, but... When there's another tomb over there. You know what we'll do? We'll grab this upgrade. And then we'll send our Wyvern over to join us. Okay. Now, let's see. That's going to do it there. We want to go back up above ground, move our heroes army. So Beneaths now. What do we want to do with Beneaths? I think we will probably head over here. Got some battles we can do. We can do this battle for the inn, and then also maybe fight. This will be a tough battle against these two Ice Queens, but we can battle them for the item rack and try and get something out of it. Move over there. And then we can park right here. Okay, now, where do we want to scout? That's the next question. Or do we want to use the Grimbeak Crow to bolster... Again, I know it's not the ideal thing to do, but we could use it to bolster our fighting force just a little bit. Might be nice for the Necromancer, who's really kind of suffering. Doesn't have additional units here. Again, I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to... You know what we'll do? We'll summon him here, and then I was going to say we'll use it as a scout. And if need be, I can back up and throw it into the stack. But this will help us decide where we want to go in the Shadow Realm. So there's that might be a Shadow Elf city, so we can go and try and make contact there. That would be, I think, a good choice. Okay. Additional summoning here. Or I should say spellcasting. We could throw Iron Grip on a city. Maybe here. Yeah, let's do it. So now Hamplet is cheerful. That makes them happier. It's going to make them a little bit more productive. Hamplet's going to grow in one turn, which is great. And I think we'll start summoning another Grimbeak Crow. Now, our Throne City has completed building the temple. So maybe now we build ourselves another Scoundrel and then maybe a Bard or something like that. Just to have a few units here to kind of work with. Make another one. Then, I suppose you know what we could do is send this Scoundrel over to join our Necromancer, actually. That's maybe not such a terrible idea. And then as for what to do with them... Well, you know, I'm kind of tempted to send this stack into the Shadow Realm as well, even though they're not going to be undead. Eventually, also, we're going to need armies to clear out these pirates' nests. And that's where I think we want to produce some galleons if we can. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do a scoundrel. What I'd rather do here, I think, is just maybe do... I was going to say maybe a builder. And the reason for that is we could do the builder, put up a fort down here, and then throw on a settler eventually. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. We'll produce a builder. Get that going. All these joint offers we're going to ignore for now. We just don't have the money. Okay, as for what to research next, we've got some choices here. We could do advanced logistics, but I think it's maybe a little bit early for that. Terraformer would be useful. There's no doubt about that. Especially if we're going to build some goblin cities in the near future, which I think we will. Irregular training. Now, this one actually wouldn't be so bad, especially if I'm going to make a few more scoundrels. Give them an additional rank when I first produce them. You know what? Let's do that, and then maybe we'll do Terraformer after that. So, we'll do this one. Pamphlet. We do have enough gold to maybe do something else if we really wanted. Let's see. Yeah, Lilac. What about... Oh, okay, and Edinburgh, we actually now can start producing units if we want. Produce a priest. Alternatively, we could start upgrading the city, which I think would be good as well. Let's maybe do a siege workshop here once we have the gold. We don't right now. And that would then push us over this 98 and get us over the 100, which would be really good for us. Oh, and look at that. Okay, they are now spawning units, so we're actually going to need to reinforce our city here, which isn't great. So it's turn 23, and now they're starting to produce units, which isn't good. So we're going to have to keep that in mind here, because I suspect the same situation is going to befall our city over here of Lilac. So we may actually need this army around just to defend the city for a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to keep this unit here. I was going to send them over, but I want to have at least one unit on my throne, even though, as we've discussed previously, that's not going to be of tremendous help for me. Meanwhile, in Hamlet, let's maybe get it so we can actually produce something of value here. You know what? We'll do the Rogue's Palace, maybe. There we go. And then Lilac, we will just do some merchandise. Same with Edinburgh. This little guy, again, we're sending over to assist us. And our hero... Yeah, it's a tough call because, again, we're not really strong enough to do a whole lot with this unit right now. And there isn't really anything else for us to do on this sort of main island, to be perfectly honest. I mean, again, there might be something up here in the mist, but... And we're certainly not strong enough to take on these frigates. That's for sure. Yeah, kind of a tough decision here to make. Again, I'm hesitant to leave the city because, again, then we might come under attack. So maybe what we'll do is we'll head over and we can at least embark into the water or something and then decide where to go. Maybe we'll end up just kind of meeting up with this unit in the water, that is. All right, that's going to do it for our turn. All right, let's see what's going on over here. So I'm assuming we're going to come under attack from some of these roaming units, hopefully. I'm hoping the Lost Souls attack Gnulsa and they don't go after my scout. Otherwise, I'll just have to kite them for a while again. Let's see here. Yeah, and again, I'm concerned for this Brew Brother. I think he's going to get attacked by those roaming units. Which would be really, really unfortunate. Yeah, we have to watch our cities now because, again, these units are going to pose a threat. And this stack kind of isn't powerful enough kind of as it currently stands to really be a huge fighting force. We need another unit or two in there with them to really make them more substantial. Again, it'd be great to actually get this Naga over there, perhaps. We'll have to see. Hopefully the Naga doesn't get attacked by the roaming units here. That would be not good. And you know what? We might have to start using a Grimbeak Crow or two to aid us, because again, we're kind of short-staffed when it comes to our fighting force. So even though I know that's not really what they're meant for or what they're good for. The one nice thing, if we include it with our sorcerer can get access to healing spell that will heal summoned units, so that would be kind of nice. Could also add one in. We have this apprentice unit who can heal summoned units. Ooh, that's scary. Yeah, there's that flyer with a couple of scout units. Yikes. The flyer is really the thing I'm the most scared of. Okay, perfect. So it's attacking Gnulsa. That's good. We can deal with that. So let's do some healing. We're going to heal up our big beetle and then do a second heal. There we go. And then we can move ourselves up. And I think we actually have, yeah, we have control undead. So we can try and take control of one of these lost souls if we really want to. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a firebomb here. Like this. Excellent. Step up. Get the kill there. Very good. And we're going to weaken that lost soul over there. And then to get the kill on that one, I think what we will do is with Gnulsa, we will do that. Okay. So I don't think the Disgusting Stench is going to... Yeah, that's not going to do anything to the undead, so we're just going to give it a shot. Oh, and it didn't work. That's okay, though. Worth trying. And let's see, is there anybody else? I'm just looking at who maybe could benefit from some experience. Our Brew Brother, probably, or our Apprentice. So, our Brew Brother... Yeah, we'll give it to the Apprentice here. There we go. So, a good opportunity to get some additional experience there. And again, maybe we should have let the Lost Soul attack us, and then it wouldn't have been in defense mode. And we would have had a better chance at getting the conversion, but... Or the control effect, I mean. Now, we've gotten better at governing dwarves. Again, I don't anticipate using crossbowmen, similar to kind of the elven situation. So we will just do these stone walls, give us more happiness. Regular training has been researched. Ooh, a quest for this dwelling. Let's take a look. Ooh, they want us to kill... Oh, and that would give us a vassal proposal, a slither, and a blowpipe. Happy to accept that. Excellent. Now we have a quest. We can send our hero over to take that on. That's actually perfect for us there. And you know what? Let's do that right now. There we go. Got some pesky frostlings that need to die. So let's do it. Okay. So we have our... Let's see, what are we up against here? Mostly... Let's see, we've got Ice Scraper, Marauder, Ice Scraper, Harpoon Thrower. So mostly either ranged or irregular units. So, you know what? Let's buff our Eagle Rider a little bit. The biggest threat here is going to be getting frozen solid. That's a bit of a danger. The other issue is the Harpoon Thrower can stick you in place. We really don't want to get frozen solid. That would be not good. So, got a few options here. Oh yeah, we can get in there and do some work. So, what we'll do is we'll bring our Eagle Rider right here, do a wing beat. Oh, look at that devastating damage there. 2 outright kills, and the Marauder's in rough shape. I believe we can just get the kill on the Marauder with a charge here. Yeah, or very close to it anyway. We can get the finish like this. And then with Beneaths, we can step up. Actually kind of guard our backside a little bit. Do a little bit of work there. Perfect. Ooh, and there we go. We got immobilized, as you can see. Thankfully, the regrowth kind of helped us out, but gotta watch out for that. Let's see, can we dispel that effect? No, we can't. We can do this to try to get some extra experience, though, so let's do it. And it failed. The Eagle Riders, and yeah, both are gold medal, so let's get some damage here with Beneaths. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And there we go. We've completed the quest. We're going to take the reward because we want a vassal. The Naga Slither will be great to add in, and then the Blowpipe is always good. So I will happily take that reward. That is excellent for me. Give the Blowpipe here to Beneaths. Another option for a ranged attack, which is great. And yeah, we can add in this Slither into the stack, which is great for us. So yeah, really good turn of events there. Quite happy with that outcome. Just as I was saying, I need to add something to this army. There we go. We got ourselves another decent unit. So I really like the Naga troops because they have lots of healing options. They have regrowth, and then they also have this slip away, which kind of randomly teleports you and gives you your health back. So important to note, though, that they have frost weakness, but they have fire protection and blight protection just as a result of being Naga. So we just have to watch out for that frost damage. That's the big one. Okay. Anything else crazy going on? We finished our builder, so let's jump down and deal with that. We did have an Imdar's Deep Alliance proposal. I will accept that. They want to be our vassal as well. We have a lot of vassals, which is great. And let's go back and deal with that builder as well. So again, we have the builder. We could send the builder down and set up a fort in anticipation of us eventually having a city. The only problem with this is that where we're going to end up putting the city is probably going to have to be right next to the water. And the reason for that is because we want to have a harbor. And I believe your city has to be right on the coast in order to have a harbor. So, because we have the Florok Quarry, this can be our city to make... this can be our city to produce... sorry, our city to produce our boats, our galleons and frigates and whatnot that we're going to use to do some aquatic battling. Now, here's the question. Do I want to risk sending this Brew Brother by himself through the gate? Ugh, I probably shouldn't. Oh, and there, yeah, we're going to probably lose him. Well, we'll run this way and just hope we don't come under attack, but I suspect that we will. So again, probably not the brightest move on my part. That's going to be a unit that ends up just getting killed. Kind of wasted. We're going to add in the Grimbeak Crow here. And then we could think about maybe trying this battle. I mean, again, it's going to be a tough one. And of course, our Wyvern isn't really in great shape. Now, can we use Slip Away maybe in this battle? How much does that cost? Or, excuse me, Quick Dash. Yeah, it's only going to cost us 20 because our leader isn't present, so we could do that. Could also actually bring this crow down just to provide some additional help, but I think we'll be all right. Okay, so there, we've made contact. Absolutely open borders in a peace treaty. Happy to do that. And then another opportunity for a vassal here, which is good for us. You know what? We'll keep exploring. Oh, and there's some gold there, so let's head over and see if we can take advantage of that. All right, so let's engage this battle. We're going to have to be very careful. This Earth Elemental can be real tricky to deal with. We gain Blight weakness, though, which is good for us. Physical protection, that's kind of annoying. And Shock weakness. So Blight and Shock are going to be our friend in this battle. Unfortunately, we don't do a ton of either, but... yeah, we do a little bit. So let's see how this one goes. The big ticket here is we do not want to lose our Wyvern. So our Undead are going to probably be our Vanguard unit here. We will use Quick Dash, but we're not going to use it just yet. We're going to save it for once we've already used the Wyvern's movement, and then we can take full advantage. We're going to use our Pony Rider as our sacrifice, again, because we can revive it with Nero. Unfortunately, we can't use either of Nero's spells. So we can also use our Cadaver as a sacrifice. So we'll send our Cadaver up. We're going to retreat the Wyvern back. And our Crow... I think we'll maybe kind of leave the Crow where the Crow is. We're going to see what they do here. Let's see if they come at us a bit more. Ouch. That Bombard doing work. Oh, dang. And you know what? I should have maybe retreated that Crow back. Because, again, there's 40 casting points just wasted. But now at least we have them kind of in a decent spot where we can inflict some punishment. So let's try to do that. We can pretty much kill off this Bombard or get involved with the Earth Elemental. Again, we want to get rid of these Bombards. So let's do that. There's one. And here's another good opportunity. Let's do this. Very nice. Now, with Nero, we could actually move in and pretty much kill the Shadow Demon Larva. Again, I don't want to put Nero in any risk, but I think he'll be okay over here. Well, he didn't get the kill, but he did quite a bit of damage, so that's all right. Send our Wyvern over like this. And we will go like this with our Pony Rider. Okay, that's just fine. That worked out all right. So we'll fly in with our Wyvern. Get the kill there. Now we want to grab that Cadaver back. That's, I think, almost a given. So what we'll do is we'll step up like this. Grab the Cadaver. Get a flank shot here for some big damage. And then we'll use our Pony Rider around the side here for a nice big flank shot. Some big damage there. And now I could use the spell to get a heal, but again, I don't know if I really want to do that. What kind of damage would Bombard do to the Wyvern? I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm just going to hope for the best here. Okay, and there we go. Our poor little Cadavers went down, but thankfully we can bring them back one more time. And we will send over our Wyvern here to get the kill on the Bombard. And then our Cavalry can, I believe, get the other kill without any issue. Very nice. But yeah, again, really stupid of me to lose that Grimbeak Crow like that. That was just a huge waste of casting points. But at least we got this cleared out. And now if we absorb this eventually, we should get some extra casting points out of the deal. So, because we got this Heart of the Shadows, which is great. And again, we want more experience. That's really what I'm after with Nero. So now we have to decide where to go next with Nero's group. And we're going to need more units in here because, again, we're not strong enough as it is. So maybe this is one of those situations where maybe we head back this way. Kind of try and group up with this Brew Brother if he doesn't get killed by the roaming units, which I have a sneaking suspicion he's going to be. So again, let's maybe do another Spiritual Freedom on a city when we get the opportunity. Perhaps on our throne if we're going to be producing some units out of there. Yeah, I think I'm going to just have this unit sit here. I'm not going to have it sit there forever, but just while there's these roaming units, I really don't want to play that game where I leave the city poorly defended and then end up paying for it. Because I've paid for that one before, and that's not a fun one to pay for. I suppose the other option is we send our other stack in through here and then have them kind of move this way into the Shadow Realm. Because they're really, where this hero isn't really the best spot. I suppose I could move in and kind of help clear out some of the stuff for my teammate, actually. Now that I think about it, that's maybe not the worst idea. Let's just take a quick peek at what's in this inn. Ooh, we could buy an Eagle Rider, Commoner, Deep Guard, or a Rabble. Wouldn't mind having a Deep Guard just to have a decent sort of melee unit to go along with a Longswordsman there. Again, it'd be better if they were undead, because then I could heal them and revive them and whatnot, but you know what, we'll do that. We'll recruit one. I know that's expensive, and again, there's a debate, definitely a debate to be had about whether that's worth it or not. But we'll do this. We'll group up. And then what we're going to do, I've kind of made my decision. I'm going to send this stack up to help out my teammate up here. So that's going to be the play. And in doing so, try and get some experience with my Necromancer hero. All right. Urban cover. What's this? Irregular units learn how to blend into the crowd and conceal themselves in buildings, gaining urban concealment. Yeah, that's not really going to be of much benefit to me. So, Safeguard. This isn't a terrible spell, but I think we want terraforming at this point. That's going to help us out with our happiness, especially as we're bringing more and more cities in. So, now, again, we want to build some Scoundrels and some Bards, but I want to at least finish off Spiritual Freedom before I do that and put it on the city. So I think what I'll do instead is... Yeah, and there, I could have looked at this to find out that you produce Shadow Stalkers via production, not summoning. But I'll need a planar gate eventually. I don't need it just yet, but eventually. Could go for a stone wall just to expand our domain radius a little bit further. We aren't quite at a metropolis yet, so let's see. If we go 1, 2, we will eventually get the gold mine, which would be good. Other than that, the stone wall is not really going to benefit us a ton. Barracks, just to get more units, not really necessary. The harbor, I mean, we could start producing these frigates and galleons here, which, you know, wouldn't be terrible. They're not going to be as good as the ones produced down here, but we wouldn't have to wait so long. You know what, let's do that, and then we'll at least have the option. And meanwhile, Lilac, we're just going to merchandise... Edinburgh. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of regretting paying for that Deep Guard. Might not have been worth. That's 100 gold that I'm not going to get back. And I've got these cities that need to be developed. But, you know what? Peace of mind of having an extra unit in that stack, so... Alright, we'll grab this. And, you know what? We'll head up in the water here. Yeah, I'm glad I did, because there's these units to watch out for. Okay, ooh, you know what? We could grab some population for one of our cities. And now, over here with Gnulsa, what we're going to do first is we're going to battle this roaming stack just for the... Clear them out so we don't have to worry. And for the extra experience, of course. And then once we've done that, we'll probably head down and take on that shrine, I think, is going to be the play. Alright, so Blight Tusk Boar, we need to... put some work into. And maybe if we could try to convert the Dire Panther. I think Charm works on the sort of animal units. I'm pretty sure we figured that out in a previous episode. The Obsidian Wyvern needs to be killed because that's obviously a big threat to me. Just with its mobility. So let's see if we can kind of deal with that situation. There we go. That's pretty good. A little concerned about the Panther. It can do some heavy, heavy damage. Which obviously is a little bit concerning. And the Blight Tusk Boar, our Blight Doctor really can't do a whole lot to it. But our hero, I suppose we could step in and do an Assassin Strike or something like that if we really wanted. Let's see, can the Dread Monkey just get in there and attack the Wyvern? Yeah, but we're not going to be able to get the kill. That said, we could step up with our Brew Brother. Do that. There we go. Now we can go in and get the kill. Probably just get the kill by throwing the poop. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. And then I think with our hero, rather than even do the Assassin Strike, we might just go in for a regular attack. Let's do the Assassin Strike. There we go. And then the Blight Doctor can just sort of reinforce. Now, we're going to get pounced on, I'm almost certain of it. Oh, okay, nope, just a regular attack. That's fine, actually. So now what we'll do is we'll send our Dread Monkey over here. Disgust the Panther. I'm going to throw a Weaken on it. We're going to use the Brew Brother to probably just heal themselves. And then what we'll do is we'll move over here and try for the Charm. We got a 60% chance. Oh, resisted, of course. And then, yeah, let's just get in there with our... There we go. Perfect. So a shame we couldn't recruit them, but... Oh well. So now we can jump down here and we might as well go with the whole stack. Hang on, before we do this battle, let's upgrade Gnulsa. Gnulsa is now level 8. Nothing I'm really that excited about here. Infiltration Squad, I guess, wouldn't be so bad. Everybody has wall climbing. Could be kind of nice for my, like, cavalry units or something that normally wouldn't. These other ones are pretty decent as well. So Inflict Severely Poisoned is pretty deadly. Melee and range attacks can inflict severe poisoning. Crippling Wounds is also nice as that limits movement. Again, we have Infiltration Squad as well, which I'm kind of leaning towards. Oh, Stealth Commander. Gain Forest Concealment. Yeah, that's not really going to help us much. Let's do Infiltration Squad, and then we'll save the rest. Actually, you know what? We'll put 1 point into health just because, again, we want to... As a goblin, we're a little bit weaker, so... Alright. We'll do this battle, and let's see if maybe we can recruit one of these martyrs. Oh, that transfer pain is annoying. So now as we do damage to the Spirit Elemental, it's going to get transferred to the martyr. Thankfully, there's some heavy weakness there, which is good. You can see, though, there's some damage mitigation that sort of happens in there. A little bit frustrating. And our Brew Brother's still kind of in rough shape, so maybe we'll just send our Big Beetle over. Yeah, what we'll do here is we'll heal the Big Beetle, and then we'll just kind of charge in. There we go. I think we're okay. Probably shouldn't have left the Blight Doctor where I left him, but that's alright. And then we'll move the Apprentice kind of back a little bit. Meanwhile, the Dread Monkey can kind of step over. Oh, and I forgot about that. So this unit basically came back to life because of the Great Reawakening effect there, so... Not the end of the world, just... Gotta remember that. So, and then what we'll do is we'll step up like this. And we will try... Ah, there we go. Okay, we got ourselves a martyr. That's good. And now, we're going to try and dish out some punishment here if we can. So let's see. We can probably get the kill without... Oh yeah, without too much issue. Easy peasy there. Now, our monkey can step up a little bit. Oh, and of course I forgot. Again, the Spirit Elemental came back. I'm forgetting about that every time. Thankfully, it's not really a big deal, as we're strong enough and able to just kind of deal with it. I think what I will do, though, is I will heal the Brew Brother, I think. And now let's get a little bit of experience with our Martyr. Oh, we can't. You know what we can do, though? We can do this. Transfer Pain. And then we already have a gold medal here, so it would be nice to maybe get a gold medal with somebody else. I should say get some experience with somebody else. The Brew Brother could use some. Actually, if we can get the kill with the Brew Brother. Oh, he didn't level up. Maybe because that was a reanimated unit. We didn't get experience, but... You only kind of get experience on the first time you kill it, I guess. Sort of makes sense. And then... Oh, and there's a watchtower down there. Might be worth clearing out. We'll head over this way. We can try battling it out for the Great Farm here and the gold mine as well. I think we'll send this unit into the water to go scout what's over on this side, on this island over here. And of course, I keep forgetting about that treasure there as well. Alright, so let's do our scouting, and then I think we'll probably call it an episode. Ooh, and here we go. Received a proposal. Oh, wow, they want to just become our vassal right away. Absolutely. Happy to do it. Boy, that's great. Alright, now we got... What's our max mana that we can hold? 700. So let's maybe do some more diplomacy here. Alright, we have Larissa. Let's see what she's got. Maybe there's something else we can trade for. She's got some cities, of course, but... Let's see, are there any other items that we really want? Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Strong Will's a good one to have on a hero. Maybe a hat. You know what? This hat isn't terrible. And the shield item is pretty good. Let me just take a look at my heroes here before I commit to picking something. And decide kind of what would be best. What item would maybe benefit me the most. Okay, so Gnulsa, we need a torso item, which is why I grabbed that other one. Eventually, I want to send it to Gnulsa. Volinara can pretty much benefit from anything. Nice needs a helmet. And boots. And a shield. Nero needs pretty much everything except for a shield and boots. And his boots right now are not very good. So, yeah, we've got lots of options. So let's go back to diplomacy. Go to Larissa. And we will do some trading here. So we are going to request some items from you. Maybe this shield. I do quite like the shield. So we will... So that's currently there. Okay, we will add that shield. And we will offer you... Let's see, maybe 125 mana. Is that... I'm assuming that's probably reasonable. Okay, 148 mana is more reasonable. You know what? Let's remove that, and we'll offer a clean 150. There we go. Not that it makes a big difference, but... Alright, so now we'll send that proposal. Hopefully she sends me that. And then back to this, I can just grab the extra crystals here to kind of make up for what I just traded away, so... Not all of it, mind you, but a good chunk of what I traded. There we go. Okay. So that's going to do it for our turn. We will, I think, end the episode here. Yeah, you know, I continued to make some kind of questionable decisions in battle. And I'm still having a bit of trouble figuring out how best to deal with these pirate nests. But I think, you know what, after kind of pondering it some more, I'm going to throw Spiritual Freedom on here, on Gnulsa. Or, excuse me, on Boku, the throne city of Gnulsa, I should say. And I think that will benefit me tremendously once I have the harbor produced, and then I can start making some boats. So I think that's then how I'm going to try and clear out these pirates' nests, is with armies of boats. And I'm going to also use them to clear out some of these aquatic structures. So we'll just zoom out and take a look. So again, this is the surface world, and then... Underground here, I'm gradually gaining additional... I believe pretty much all of these are my vassals at this stage. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, pretty decent on the vassals. And of course, we have ones all the way up here now. And then in the Shadow Realm, we are still kind of in the process of expanding. But we at least have the Dragon Dwelling, which is helpful for us. And I think Tavros will soon be our vassal as well. Yeah. And again, we want to try and grab that gold. So, back to the surface here. There we go. And we will save this one. as episode 7. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.